So we have been getting colder weather every day, and we were supposed to get a freeze last night, which we did get a freeze, but it wasn't as bad as we thought. But we brought in all of our squash, all our winter squash. Now this is summer squash, but we still had that growing, and I brought that in too. And I wanted to talk a little bit about this right here is the squash that my granddaughter Serenity planted. I'll put the name right here instead of trying to say what it is. And I want to tell you, we will definitely be growing this again. This is the best tasting pumpkin I think I've ever tasted. We cut open the first one that we harvest. We cut it open, and it has the orangish flesh that I've ever seen. It's got a thick wall of the fruiting flesh inside. Sometimes you don't get that thick, but in here, I mean, it was thick. And oh my goodness, it is so good. Anything you can do with a sweet potato, you can do with this pumpkin pie, which my grandson Asher's all excited about. This is the best tasting I've ever had, and we will definitely be growing this again. And you get about 5 or 6 meals out of this. Soups, really good out of this. Now this one's a smaller one, so they're not, although we had several this size, this one is smaller, but it's still a large one. It's a good one. Another pumpkin that is quickly becoming my favorite is the cushaw, right here. These, you cut off the neck of these, and depending on how many are in your family, you could get a couple of meals out of this. I know that one that I cut, my husband and I, we got 3 meals out of the neck, and then I got 2 different types of soup out of it. And also another one that we did, a lemon, putting lemon and salt and pepper on it and roast it in the oven. Very good. Now the one that is not here, and these are really good. These are just, of course, 1 meal things, but these are really good. One thing that's not here is the giant yellow pink banana squash. We only got 1 of those off of the plant that Asher planted. Only got 1. And it was large, and out of that 1, we got 4 different meals. So that's a good thing. Even if you just get 1 and you can get multiple meals out of it. See this, if this is all I got, just this one, I would still grow it again. It is that good, and you get that much out of it. We will be growing the giant pink banana again. And no, the flesh inside was not pink. It wasn't orangey pink. I mean, it wasn't orange like this. This is a deep orange, almost a reddish orange. And it was kind of a pinkish orange, a really light color. But it was very, very good, very good. So these are the different squashes that we brought in. We did leave some. There were some that they weren't ready, and I don't think they would have continued ripening inside. So we just left them, and let's see what they do. They tell you you're going to have a freeze. You never know if you are. It did freeze last night, but just barely. And I've been out walking, and everything looks okay. There are a couple things that you could tell. The delicate greens didn't much care for it, but other than that, everything really looks good. So here's our squash. I love squash. Just wanted to kind of let you know, how the ones we did new this year, how they turned out, and whether I would do them again. And the answer is yes, most definitely. The new ones that we did this year, we will do again. Another one that's not on the table that we grew this year, and that's because even though they're winter squash and they would make it over the winter, we ate them as soon as they ripened, and that was the Lakota squash. That's really good. They get about this big. I'm sure it probably depends on your soil and your growing medium, but ours got about this big, and they make the best soup. They make, they're great in stir fry, which is another, this is good for stir fry. This is the Cushaw. But the Lakota, I mean, they make great soups. They're good in stir fry. They're great baked. You name it, and you can do it with those also. So start growing squash. This may be something that you want to start planning on for next year. I know it's winter's coming and everything's kind of dying back and everything's kind of at a standstill, but that is the time when you really start planning for next year. What you're going to plant, when you're going to plant it. That's stuff that we've been working on for 3 or 4 months now. So good gardening to all of y'all. And hope you're staying warm. I'm trying. Winter is something that I do not like. I do not like cold. That's why I live in Texas, because I like the heat. So thank you for joining me. Have a great day. And if you haven't subscribed already, please do. And we'll talk to you later. Bye-bye. Where are we?
Atwoods. Look right behind you. They don't have rabbits, but there's ducks, guineas, ducks. Nothing in these ones.
And that's where the rabbits should be, but they're not. But that's okay. We'll look another time. Aren't those ducks so sweet? Look at those.
I just want to hold a feel one. So we found some other baby chicks, but we haven't found rabbits. But rabbit. I wanted to meet one Spidey, but we can't. We can't. Rabbits today. Nope.
Come to look at rabbit stuff, and we didn't have any rabbits, but we got all kinds of other stuff.
Yeah,
That's the way it works.